Well, welcome back. You know, cold cases, murder mysteries, really in the forefront these days and very popular. This one actually happened nearly 90 years ago this week on Tuesday in Chisago County. It remains unsolved. A woman and her 7 children killed in their farmhouse, which was then set on fire. Her husband and the children's father gone without a trace. Brian Johnson is not only the author, but he is also the great nephew of the victim, the mother that had the 7 children. What a story in Harris, Minnesota. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
This is in the forefront because it happened 90 years ago on Tuesday in the small town of Harris, Minnesota. When do you recall hearing about this murder and being, of course, part of your family?
Well, it's interesting because, as you said, this was my great aunt, my maternal grandmother's younger sister. And so I've always known about it ever since I was a little kid. When I was young, my family would go up there to the cemetery in Rush City, visit the grave, pay our respects every once in a while, usually once or twice a year. And to me, when I was a kid growing up, I just assumed it was a terrible accident, just a tragic accidental fire. And it wasn't until later when I started to delve into it a little bit more that I learned this whole terrible backstory.
Yeah, they determined that the 7 children and the mother, your great aunt, was killed, and then the house was set on fire, and then the father never was found. I mean, he was, right, because they said that he escaped, and so half the town believed that it was him, half the town believed it wasn't him.
Right.
So why do you want to write the story?
Well, first of all, I'm a journalist, and it's a very compelling story, and I can't resist a good story. But also, in the fact that this was my great aunt just takes it to another level of interest. But also, I really wanted this family to be remembered. I wanted people to remember Elvira and the children, not just as victims, but as real people, a real family. And yeah, I just didn't want them to become a historical footnote, but to be really remembered for future generations and to contribute to the historical record.
Right.
And hopefully, maybe, find out more about what actually happened.
Yeah, with the book, there might be some interest. People might find old diaries, find old possibly evidence that shows that it was the father or not the father. He never was found. And as you mentioned, you know, I mean, with podcasts and Netflix, I mean, these cold cases are really becoming, you know, part of the forefront. And you said you just got someone from LA just talk to you about potentially making this into something.
That's a very exciting development because I got a call from someone in Los Angeles, and I thought, I don't know anyone in Los Angeles.
Don't pick up the phone these days, right?
Right. And it turns out it's I don't want to go into too many details, but an established actor and writer who is interested in writing a script based on this story. So,
well, you did a great job of you know, of course, the tribute to this beautiful woman and her children, 7 children, my goodness. And you know, it's amazing when you look back. It was a $50 reward at the time for Albin Johnson. I mean, my goodness, and you said that in the town, people still think about it, talk about it.
Yeah, right. In fact, if you go, there's a popular diner in town right on Main Street called the Coffee Stuga, and they still have a replica wanted poster of Albin on the wall in the Stuga. People talk about it, and the town is still kind of divided to a certain extent. Some people still think that there's no way Albin Johnson could have killed his family. Others are convinced that he did it. So,
and so you can get this book anywhere? It's all
you
across?
can get it on Amazon. You can find it on the shelf, maybe at Barnes & Noble and some other bookstores.
Compelling.
And,
yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on and telling this story, and good luck with all of potentially what comes of it as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And it's a really wonderful tribute to her, that's for sure, and her family.
Thank you.